My dog's gift to my notoriety fills my yard with piety. The HOA says he has the biggest turds of all.
Okay, we'll get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is attach the handle. So now there's multiple positions you could put this at, but I think you'll find that if you align these two mating marks and fasten the handle at that position, you'll find it's the most comfortable. But if you need a slightly different angle, you can always unscrew this and go to the next notch, either forward or backwards. So make sure this wing nut is nice and tight. And now we'll put the nozzle and the lid. So you want to insert this to where this part, it points down this way, because you know when you use this system, that's a little bit better. So just push that in, and then there's a latch here that you want to put this hook into, and then you secure it with this latch. So before I should have done that, I should have put a bag inside the system. So that's what I'm going to do next. So unhook it, and I happen to have a bag ready to go. So what you want to do is take the open end of the bag and push it down into the canister until it hits the bottom, fold it over. It's towards the bottom there. So it's just kind of like you do with your trash can lid, like a trash bag. And then we're ready to put this into the slot. There you go. And then secure it with the latch. So now we're almost all the way there. The next step is to attach the rear exhaust. Now if you purchased a HEPA filter, that HEPA filter goes on the back of here, and then there's two screws to secure it, but this is without the HEPA filter. If you're going to use it indoors, you really should use the HEPA filter. So now the system won't work without this attached, so keep that in mind. So what I'm going to do now is just simply push it on the side. Now this needs to face backwards, and secure it with the latch. Same thing on the other side. There we go. So this was already attached, but when you receive the unit, this tail hook won't be attached because it saves on shipping space. So what I'm going to do is detach it and just show you what it kind of looks like. And what this is for is that when you're ready to empty the vacuum, you need to stand it on its rear, and this is basically a kickstand, so that it'll stay in a good position to where you can open the lid and pull the bag out. So this is not intended to be a handle. This is not intended to be something that you grab onto and do this. It's not designed for that, and it could stress some of the plastic parts back here. So I would just use it for its intended purpose, which is essentially to allow the unit to stay in that position when you're taking the lid off. Okay, so with that, the last step really is to attach the battery. So this is the standard battery. It's a 21 volt lithium-ion battery. If you order the standard battery, that is the only battery that'll work for this unit. We have 4 compatible battery models, however. So to attach the battery, there's the receiver. Just click it in until it snaps in. The battery's in. And now we're almost ready to get to work. First thing I'm going to do, because you're handling dog manure, you really should consider wearing gloves. So I'm going to put some gloves on. always a good idea to protect yourself so that you don't run the risk of, you know, just getting mucked up. My fingers are a little bit big today. There we go. Okay, and then for the purpose of this video, I'm not going to wear the safety glasses, but these are included. And I'm not going to wear the earplugs. These are included. And then an HN95 mask is also included. If you're indoors, you really should consider this. If you're outdoors, it would be something that's up to your judgment. So there you go. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to power the unit on, and I'm going to explain the adjustments for the electronics. So to power the system on, what you want to do is make sure the unit is flat, and press this button here for about 2 seconds. The light will come on and the system will test itself and then start up. So I'm going to press it for about 2 seconds. There you go. So when it spins up like that, that means it's ready to go. And the system doesn't have a trigger on the handle. It's not designed you know, that way. Instead, it's sensing the position of the unit. So if you carry it level, it should be at idle, and when you tip it forward, it starts to activate. So all you really need to do is get it close to what you want to pick up and tilt it forward. Now there's a couple of safety features involved in the electronics. For instance, if it falls over, it'll shut off automatically. So I'm going to power it back on again. Okay. Now if it tilts too far to the left or right, it will shut off. And then when you're ready to empty, it'll shut off. This far down, it'll shut off. So it's really designed with ergonomic considerations, and also to think about other situations it wasn't designed for, and that's so it stays within the operating parameters that it was designed for. So I'm going to turn it back on again. Now we're going to do the fun part.
He's got big turds. They're messy big turds. They're such big turds. Not dainty little turds. Godzilla turds. King size turds. Betty has the biggest turds of them all. Yes, the biggest turds of all.
Okay, so we've got some samples on the ground that are really just big dill pickles, and I'm going to show you the process of using this system. So what you want to do is tilt it forward. There you go. And when you return it back to level, it'll go back to idle. So we'll do another one. There you go. Now the thing I didn't talk about much was the handle. So if it's equipped with a telescope, see, there you go. So it tilted just enough because of the ground to activate. So that can be adjusted as well. So I didn't show you the key part of the handle. I'm just going to power it on, but all I do is press the button to power it on. So what you don't want to do is you don't want to have to bend over. You'd like to be able to stand upright in a comfortable position. So there's a telescoping handle for models that we've introduced, and all that lets you do is slide this up to a position. So this might be the most comfortable position for you, right? Because, you know, I'm standing upright, do a quick tilt, everything, it's a lot easier. If you're even taller, I'm 6 foot, so if you're taller, there's 2 more positions, another 2 inches, and if you're shorter, you can go all the way down to the lowest position. So I'm just going to put it where it's most comfortable for me, and I'm going to restart the system. And I want to explain to you the tilt adjustment. So since there's no trigger on the handle, some people may prefer that this thing is more sensitive or less sensitive. So there's a way to control that with this rotary position, and I'm going to start it back up and I'll give you a quick demo of the options. Okay, so if I were to put this in the middle, that means it'll activate when I'm at about 10 degrees tilt. If I put this all the way to the lowest setting, it'll activate much more quickly. There you go. And if I go to the maximum setting, you'll have to tilt it down a lot farther. So that becomes something you want to adjust based on your comfort and whether or not you've got wheels attached, or if you're using the optional shoulder strap, or even the handle with the arm brace. So I'm going to leave it in the middle setting because that's about what works best for the standard configuration. So what we're going to do is we're going to pick up some more samples. So there's another good one. See, I'm standing upright. There you go. And there's another one hiding. Here's another one. There you go. There's another one. There's one that's kind of buried in the grass. There you go. There's another one. Here's the last one. Okay, so we pretty much collected the samples we wanted to collect. I'm going to go ahead and show you the process of emptying the canister now. So first thing you want to do is either fire it off manually and pushing a button, or if you just put it on its back, it'll shut off automatically. Click the latch, and then you can open the nozzle, and if you want to, you can separate this and give it a good cleaning, or clean the whole thing together, but never use a hose and just a high pressure sprayer to clean out the inside of the canister. You want to use a damp cloth. You don't want to get water inside the blower in the housing. So the next step is to pull out the bag, tie it off, throw it in the trash. The bag is reusable if you choose to do so. I prefer to use a new bag. And then basically put the lid back into the slot, latch it up, and it's ready. Now when you're done using it, you always want to remove the battery. If you've only used it a few minutes, then you probably don't need to charge it, but keep an eye on the level of the battery. But you never want to store the battery and the unit together, mostly because batteries themselves need to be in a controlled environment, not outside constantly and in the rain. And then the other advice I would give is try to leave this system in a covered area outside of direct sunlight. Sunlight degrades all plastics, even UV protected plastics. So my advice is that when you're done using it, clean it up and maybe put it in the garage or on the back patio under cover so that it's ready to go for the next time. So I hope this video gave you some good tips. If you have any other questions, just go ahead and send me an email to Jerry, that's my name, and our email is info@PooVak.com. I'll be more than happy to try to answer your questions, ask you about your application, and make sure that we can solve your problem. Thank you for watching.
If you've got big turds, get a PooVak and laugh. Deal with the turds and get your dignity back. Get a PooVak.